Hello, Daniel here. June 2022 Banter. Okay, talking about the Advancing Noah movement, Noahide books, Noahide videos, Bible, and Judaism. And okay, now we accept the blessings of Abraham's scripture. The Tanakh, and the Apocrypha and the Pseudepigrapha and Philo's work, Philo of Alexandria's work. Okay. So we accept the blessings from those books. We only accept, though, the blessings of our own studies on them and our own effort we put into them. As Kara know, it's only the own effort that we put in with those books. Our effort. Kara Noahide's efforts. We won't accept teaching from rabbis trying to teach us. Not going to happen. We won't accept Jewish people trying to teach us. Not going to happen. We don't join Jewish communities. Not going to happen. We don't associate with Jews. Not going to happen. We don't take support or help from Jews. Not going to happen. We don't really have friendships with Jews in any significant way. Unless it's a personal family concern, and it's just so happened that the person's Jewish, a person might have a friendship and relationship with. Okay, it can be worked out. But generally, that's not what we do. We do talk with Jewish people. We will talk to them. There might be some clarification occasionally on an issue or two, just checking what the lay of the land is and things like that. There might be a clarification occasionally. So we do communicate with Jewish people, but that's mostly about it. We won't accept any other real blessings from Abraham. We decline them. Not interested. Not interested in justifying these other covenants. For us, it's the Noahide covenant. The other covenants of Abraham, the twin covenant there, Genesis 15 and 17, and the Mount Sinai covenant of Israel of Moses' generation, Exodus 24, where it's ratified with the sign, blood of bulls. We're not observant of that stuff, but we will study the literature and we'll take ideas from it. We won't observe it. Forget about it. We don't observe Judaism. But the ideas that we get from that, for our own studies and our own effort, we will acknowledge, because we're Karaite in faith. And I think we're Karaite apocryphal in faith, or Karaite pseudepigraphal as well in faith. Those books, the Apocrypha and the Pseudepigrapha, not really scripture, but it's, and Philo, not really scripture, but it is literature which we agree to, which we choose to take an interest in. Only from our own efforts and our own ideas and our own knowledge and our understanding and our own studies, though. So that's what we do agree to, and that's what we not really agree to, that's our own choices. So we're not interested in the blessings of Abraham. Now, in terms of the economy, anything in the mainstream, whoever's produced it, it's not too much of an issue. Anything mainstream in the world's mainstream markets, if we wanted to buy it, we would buy it. So, a CD by Richard Marx, who's Jewish, we'd buy if we wanted to. By Lisa Loeb, we'd buy if we wanted to. A comic written by a Jewish comic writer or a Jewish comic artist, they do a lot of comics, we don't really care. We'd buy that if we wanted to. So, and the same for a Catholic one or a Protestant one or whatever, a Muslim one, whatever. Anything in the mainstream sort of world, if we have an interest in, that's our personal interest. Doesn't really matter very much to us in that respect. So we don't really We don't observe Judaism, we don't follow them, we don't recognize them as any authority figure with us. But we are Karaite in faith because we acknowledge God's covenants. And our own studies and our own efforts on that book, that's our business, and it is recognized, and we will receive a blessing, but only the blessing which we earn ourselves from our own efforts. So it's not really Abraham blessing us. His community wrote that stuff down. We acknowledge that. We'll pay for it if we're interested. And we'll study it ourselves and get our own ideas out of it. We don't observe it, but we'll get our own ideas for it. It is God's covenants with mankind as a whole. So that's the way it is.